Hello, and welcome to Science 300 News. Today, we'll be talking about an exciting new way to learn science. Here at UBC, researchers Dr. Megan Barker and Dr. Lisa McDonnell talked to us about small changes they made in their teaching materials that yielded large increases in student understanding. In their study, they replaced long, complicated words with simpler words or phrases in an effort to shift the focus to the concept behind the material. The results surprised even the researchers. The students who read the simplified text scored, on average, twice as high on a quiz than students who read the original text. We asked Dr. Barker and Dr. McDonnell if what they found could impact teaching.
Definitely. I think if everybody, anecdotally, everybody agrees jargon is a problem. So finding out in what ways it's a problem is the first step. And the fact that the changes weren't crazy, right? We made small changes to whether or not when you first introduce the material, include plain language or jargon. That's not a crazy hard thing for an instructor to do.
It doesn't actually impact what they do in the classroom. Mm-hmm. The lecture was the same kind of lecture you would normally have. It was really all up front. So that's easy to change.
So I hope, right? If everybody sees it's a problem and there are small things that we can do to make changes that are positive, then that's fantastic.
So it really comes down to how you introduce students to the topic and make sure that the concepts stick before you introduce the complex terminology. But what about lectures? They can sometimes be difficult to follow if students don't remember all the new terminology.
As an instructor, be aware of the language you're using and be aware that your comfort level with that language may be very, very different than the student's comfort level with that language. And if they're dealing with a new language and a new concept all at once, that is a lot to be learning all at once. So even just the awareness of it is the first step.
Yeah, I agree. I was just going to say, remember what it's like to be the learner and not have that expert knowledge of what all those jargon terms mean and how it would feel when you're reading a passage. If every time you see one of those words you have to stop and remember or go look it up, or in class when the instructor is talking, how hard it would be to actually understand what they're saying if every other word you're confused by.
It's incredible to think that professors and instructors can help their students learn more efficiently simply by focusing on the concepts for the topic and leaving the new vocabulary for later. In future careers, it is important to fully understand the theory behind your work rather than memorizing words.
Yeah, and just because a person can use a jargon term doesn't mean they know the concept. It's one thing that sort of emerged from our work. So as instructors, I wouldn't want to assess now just looking for those jargon words because they may not be representative of their conceptual understanding.
Does this mean professors should try to change the way they teach? It seems the answer is yes, as it's important for students to get the most they can from class readings and lectures.
Teaching is a craft, right? Everyone can improve at their teaching. Experts at the top of their game can always improve. New people can improve. People who've been doing things one way for a long time can always improve. It's certainly not a case where you come in and there's nothing new to do and there's no new learning on the discipline happening. Everyone can improve on their teaching, and there's new research going on all the time that helps us understand the human brain more and helps us understand learning more. Yeah. It's totally it's an evolving, awesome field to be part of as a researcher as well as an instructor.
The findings from this study have important implications for education, as it demonstrated that understanding the concept is key to students learning effectively. In addition, it reinforces that improving the quality of education requires a comprehensive approach, which involves educators, publishers, and students working together to change the current standings of education for the better.